Okay, hello.
Hi.
We are Ren and Madie.
And this is
a
Canonically Good Hang.
A podcast where we yap and have a good time.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And you know what? Here's the thing, that would be true even if it wasn't a podcast. I'm always yapping and sometimes having a good time.
Yeah.
And even when I'm not, I'm still yapping.
What do you mean sometimes? You're not always having a good time?
Do I seem like it?
Yeah. Well. Okay. This episode, we are going to be talking about Red, the album by Taylor Swift.
I'm thrilled. I'm so excited. I dressed for the occasion.
Can you tell? Can you share a little bit about what's on your outfit?
This is a t-shirt that says we are never, ever getting back together. Ever. Which was
ever?
Like ever.
Oh, it's serious.
It's very serious.
Very serious.
Jake Gyllenhaal, count your days.
Count your days. 1, 2, 3, and then some, I guess.
You're like, that's as high as I can go. And I'm sure that's as high as he can. He's too pretty to do math. And that's also what I tell myself. Jake Gyllenhaal is too pretty to do math. This t-shirt was part of Taylor Swift's outfit on the Eras tour for the Red segment.
The Red segment,
Yeah.
which is an homage to which music video?
We are never getting back together, ever.
No, it's in 22.
What do you mean? Oh, the t-shirt.
The t-shirt.
Yes.
No, the t-shirt.
The t-shirt.
The
Okay.
t-shirt is.
I was like the song is an homage to the music. That was like the music video for
the
the
t-shirt.
song.
We're talking about the t-shirt.
I'm sorry. The t-shirt is specifically an homage to the music video for the song 22, also appearing on Red, Taylor Swift's fourth studio album.
Okay.
And
what about the hat?
The bowler hat. This came out in 2012, which we'll talk about, deep in the internet's twee era. I, too, was also deep in my twee era. And so I pulled out my bowler hat for the occasion, which I have accessorized on this side with a pin from The Little Prince.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's because I saw a web series in 2016 and had a girl wearing a bowler hat with a pin in it. And I was like, I could do that. That could be me. And then it was. Yeah. And but stay tuned for those of you watching the podcast instead of just listening. That's right. There's a visual component.
There is a visual component.
AV Club, come get your girl. There will be an outfit change.
Oh,
An appropriate one. I love an
change.
outfit change. I did it for your birthday. Do you remember?
Yeah, she did. It was great.
Yeah. So that's
Remember?
do you?
No. What outfit did you go from?
It was this. It was Red, but I started with Taylor's version and then went to the throwback when I took off my coat.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah. So that's a preview of what the episode is going to be. But before we get to that, we have to do our housekeeping.
Our housekeeping.
Can we do a fun little eventual sound for the housekeeping?
Yeah, we can.
Do housekeeping.
Or like a knock on the door.
That's cute.
It's just like that witch in Harry Potter 3 where she goes to the door and knocks and goes, housekeeping. And then the monster goes, ah!
I'll come back late.
Just like that. We'll do something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so
for our first business of housekeeping, what is your meme of the week?
So my meme of the week came from a Tumblr post. No, excuse me, not a Tumblr post. I'm going to start that over. My meme of the week came from a tweet. They're called Post Now, but I refuse to engage in Elon Musk's oligarchic hellscape. So it is a tweet. And it said this: ever since I was a little girl, I knew I wanted to talk a lot all of the time. And that really spoke to me because I, too, was once a little girl. I am now a littler woman. And I also want to talk a lot all of the time.
And she does.
And I do. See that derogatory? As if you don't.
I do. I can be derogatory sometimes if I want to.
As a treat.
As a treat.
You've auditioned for the right to be derogatory towards me, and he's landed the lead role.
Oh, thank you for this opportunity. It's such a pleasure.
It's a thrill. Can't wait for the Academy to get hold. I don't know why they're all of a sudden judging plays as if that wouldn't be part of the Tonys, but it's fine. You know what's a play that got turned into a movie? The role of you playing a derogatory.
Oh, it did? Oh my God! Do you think I got that other role too?
You egotted for this.
I egotted specifically for this.
I'm really proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I just I love to see myself represented in the literature. The literature in this case being a tweet.
Oh, okay.
Some yapper. All right, Ren.
All right. My meme of the week is also in the form of a Tumblr post.
Yes, Tumblr post.
I don't know. I get all of my media from Instagram. I don't know which is which. But so it's the original post says, "Yo mama so crumb that strong aunt took her away forever." And if that isn't enough, the reply to it is just here to say I started using this joke on middle schoolers and it completely disarms them in every situation. Thanks so much.
Okay, I gotta say something. I gotta say something about middle schoolers right now. Savage. They're so mean. I sang in a musical review for middle schoolers yesterday, and the pianist for this musical review, who like teaches at the school, was talking about how one of his students at one point during the class was like, "Why are you here?"
The teacher?
No, the student to the teacher was
That's what I was asking.
yeah, like the student to the teacher was like, "Why are you here? Like, why are you teaching?" And
Did she have an answer?
so the teacher did. The question was like, "Why are you here?" instead of like playing music, because he's a really great pianist. But it was it was really aggressive, which is why I thought it was funny, because literally the question was, "Why are you here?" subtext instead of playing music. And
Let that be a lesson to you. Include the subtext.
Yeah, always.
Unless you just want to have fun.
Can you imagine just being direct all the time?
No.
Less fun. Couldn't do it. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me.
And he replied to the student. He was like, "What makes you think I'm not? I am. I am playing music. I just don't do it here. I'm a French teacher right now, but that doesn't mean I don't play music." But it's just, I don't know. Also, I will say too, it is very easy to thrill middle schoolers. This post was like, it disarms them, but I think in a way that
I think they would love it.
that thrills them. Yeah. I made a lock-in diva joke into a microphone in a middle school auditorium yesterday. I got claps, and everyone was like, "Yes, lock in," and I was
Yes,
like,
lock in.
So it was like, yeah, I'm part of
That's
the
your
cultural
reward
zeitgeist.
for being chronically online.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm good with the youths.
Good with the youths.
God, and
you know
also,
all the hip lingo.
I do. Don't I just? I think it's a little embarrassing when people say they don't like teenagers. And I was like, you're just unable to admit that you are no longer cool and you're fine with it. That's what it tells me. Because like, I'm fine that I'm not cool, but I can be funny. and teenagers love that. Like, canonically.
Canonically, yeah. Yeah.
Should we do a canonically count for each episode? How many times do you say the word canonically?
Hey, editor, get on that.
Count those canonicals. The canonical chronicle.
The canonical chronicle. TM.
If we ever start a newsletter to accompany the podcast. We're already thinking about like subsets of media, even though I still have yet to start an Instagram account.
Well,
that's on me. When you fix this in post, you probably should. You probably should yell at me a little bit.
Yeah, I probably should.
Okay.
Oh well. Okay. So our next housekeeping item is a fun fact that we learned this week.
Yes.
Maddie, do you want to kick us off?
I would love to kick off our fun fact, but I'm going to have to do it in a proverbial sense because the fact I'm going to share is about whales, and they don't have legs.
Oh, I see. The kicking off.
Yeah, you got
I was
it.
like, how does that relate?
It's okay. You figured it out. Yep.
Oh,
He's
waiting for
pretty
it
and
to
smart.
land.
We love it. It's okay. I'll wait as long as I need to get that laugh. I'll give it to myself if I have to. Okay, so my fun fact is about something that I learned when I went to an exhibit at the University of Utah's Natural History Museum about killer whales, which are my favorite animals. And it's something called the grandmother principle. So in most species, especially mammals, we don't really live past our reproductive age.
What?
Yes, once we're done in the period where we could bear healthy offspring, we tend to die, like collectively as mammals.
Death.
But that is not true for some of us, including humans and whales.
And why is that?
They call this the grandmother principle because it turns out that children have a better chance of survival if they have a living grandmother as they're being raised.
Whoa.
So from an evolutionary standpoint, there is wisdom in our genes and allowing us to live longer, to pass on our means of understanding the world and survival instincts to younger generations.
That is so cool.
And we are one of the only mammals alongside whales that have that in our evolutionary biology.
Wow.
So like literally there's like an evolutionary reason why your grandma rocks.
You rock, grandma.
Yeah.
You rock.
Yeah, you're the only one of us who has only one of us as a person.
I know, as if there's more than two.
Yeah, but I don't have any living grandmas anymore. So
I have one living grandma.
This goes out to you.
This is out to you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my fun fact. Grandmother principle.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Mine is slightly less
tender.
Happy. Mine is slightly less tender and slightly less happy. It is about an invasive plant species called kudzu, which is...
What language is that?
Well, I don't actually know, but I'm assuming it is...
That wasn't a fun fact.
Chinese,
the fun fact is not what the word
is. It is native to China.
Oh, good deductive reasoning.
I know, deductive reasoning. So
Yeah.
I may be wrong. Let me know.
But he deducted.
But I deducted. So it is a strain of ivy that will like grow up over all of these other plants and block out their sunlight and starving them of nutrients. And it will just like continue to grow, and it is fireproof, and like everything else around it will die and it will still be able to survive and just take over. And the only thing that can get rid of it
Is the power of friendship.
that and goats. It's mostly goats.
It's helpful if you're friends with the goats.
It's helpful if you're friends with the goats.
But it's mostly the goats. Do you think that maybe in an effort to like curb the, what is it, kudzu? Kudzu. They should just blast high on a hill from the sun and see what happens. If,
Do you think that the goats
like thematically,
come?
like the concept of a thematic goat would frighten it away?
You know, that sounds like a lovely idea, but I don't think so.
Merely the mention of a goat. You know what? Do you know who we should get on this?
Who?
Aberforth Dumbledore.
For those of you who don't know who Aberforth Dumbledore
Deeply
is,
disappointed in.
deeply disappointed in you, he is the brother of Albus Dumbledore,
From the Harry Potter series.
and he was arrested for having inappropriate relations with a goat.
The way that was just casually dropped
just-
in there. And then again, his Patronus
Is a goat.
Can you imagine? Like, that's the concept of your Patronus, is like, what animal were you
would.
into?
Well, there's a furry in all of us. This goes out to all my furries. Yeah.
Sticker idea.
Sticker idea.
There's a furry in all of us.
Okay, next order of business. Madie, what Taylor Swift song have you been obsessed with this week?
I'm so glad that you asked.
Oh, are you? I can tell.
Literally always, I love it when people ask me questions. I have, of course, been doing research for my episode.
A likely place for you to be.
But where am I? Research. And which means I've been listening to Red a lot this week. And I have found myself coming back to State of Grace,
Ooh.
acoustic version,
Oh.
over and over again this week.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know, for some reason, it's just been really calling me.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's awesome.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, I've been on a 1989 kick,
Mm.
and I've been listening to Is It Over Now?
Oh, good. Big vault
It's
track.
just,
Yeah.
oh, it's so good.
Mhm.
The beat, and then just like the raw emotion in that track.
It is like one of the best, I think, like middle finger to your ex songs
Yeah.
than in her discography, because it's subtle in a way. Like it's not angry.
Yeah.
And it's
No,
like,
it
it's
isn't.
like, I'm doing fine. Are you doing fine?
Stating
Mhm.
exactly what the scenario is
Yeah.
and like what
Yeah.
she's experiencing.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It's great. I love it.
I love that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are we ready?
We are ready
Let's
for
talk about Red.
the meat of our podcast. We're talking about Red.
Talking about Red. Okay.
'Kay.
So the time, October 22nd of 2012.
Oh, wow.
Taylor Swift released her 4th studio album entitled Red.
How do you know that is what it was called?
No, you know what? I think that's a great question, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you, because
Can you
I
tell
was
me?
there.
You were there.
I was there, and I was a freshman in college.
Wow.
A formative time in my life.
Formative.
Now-
Sounds like it.
Red came out originally with 16 tracks, and there was a deluxe version also released around the same time at Target that had 6 additional tracks, where we get some of our vault tracks, and we'll talk a little bit about that later.
Okay.
Red was the last album of Taylor Swift's to be marketed as country, even though it acted as the bridge between her country phase into her more contemporary pop and later alternative styles. It was nominated for Album of the Year and Country Album of the Year at the Grammys that year, and was also nominated for Album of the Year at the Country Music Awards the same year. Didn't win any of that, unfortunately. I know, isn't that sad?
That is.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
It's really sad. However, it is placed number 99 on Rolling Stone's top 500 albums, like in their list.
That's
Pretty high.
kind of impressive.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Do any other of Taylor Swift's albums rank higher on there?
I don't believe so. Not on Rolling Stones. I'll have to double check that.
Do any of her other albums rank?
I'm assuming they rank. I know that when Apple did their top 100 albums of like this century, I do not believe Red ranked, but 1989 did. So.
Okay.
Red received mixed reviews from the critics. Some people really liked it. Some people did not. Hence the mixed reviews. People felt that it was a fun, kind of new, fresh take on Taylor's music. Others found it a little bit disjointed, like it didn't have like kind of a singular sound, which is great because that is kind of the point that I want to talk about today as we get to the album. Red has been my favorite album ever since it came out. Nothing has dethroned it, ever.
That's really impressive.
Everything, whenever I listen to a Taylor album, it is always in comparison to Red. That is the standard of excellence Taylor herself must meet. She just gets to do it. And that's okay. Doesn't mean that I don't like her other stuff, but Red has always been my favorite.
Has any other album come close for you?
Yes.
Which one?
Let's see. Folklore, when that was released, definitely came up to number 2. Because again, I think it was an experiment in style, which I loved about Red. Lover is also almost always in my top 3, because, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again, Lover is a heartbreak album disguised as a candy pop album. And Red does not disguise itself, but it does have that mix of, she calls it a breakup album, but it's also filled with lots of upbeat, hopeful, idealized songs about love. So it's in a similar style to Lover, I think.
I mean, I think the way that she describes the album, she has a message on Apple Music,
which is the only re-release to have I mean, like she has like prologues and forwards and things like that about it. But it's the only album released on, at least on Apple Music, that has like a specific track dedicated to Taylor kind of talking about the album.
And she talks about it and describes it in the lyrics of 22 as describing a time in her life where she was happy, free, confused, lonely at the same time, and said that this album really demonstrated that for her.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree with that take.
Yes.
And listening to it top to bottom, it just takes you through wildly happy moments and then wildly devastating moments.
Yes.
And I think that is one of the reasons why it's my favorite album as well. I love the emotional breadth of it.
Yes. Okay. Before we get into, because I'd like to walk you through the track list.
Oh,
if you
please
wouldn't mind. But before we do that, I actually have a favor to ask. Would you be interested in role playing? And by that I mean reenacting our texting chain when you started listening to Red for the first time.
You know, I would be delighted.
Great. Hold this for me. I'm gonna do a little search.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna set the stage for us. Red came out in October of 2012. And in the October month of 2023, I received a text message from Red after laying the groundwork in a very subtle, very casual, very relaxed way that I thought that he would enjoy listening to Taylor Swift.
Can attest.
Specifically Red.
It was very subtle. It was very relaxed, very casual.
Here's the thing about Benjamin is that you take recommendations seriously.
Yes, I do.
But you will not engage with a piece of media unless you yourself feel you're ready for it.
Yes.
You don't do things out of, I don't know, you don't pander to people in their suggestions. So when you are ready for it, you'll engage. And when you do, you give it like the good old fashioned college try. Yes, absolutely. We both went to college. We know what we're talking about. Okay, so in the evening on October 13th of 2023, I received the following text.
Excuse me? Red has 30 tracks?
And I replied, also in all caps, are you doing a Red listen through RN? Because yes, it has 30 effing tracks.
I said, yes, clap, I clap, am, clap. I think you spelled effing wrong.
Okay, I didn't get called to the rehearsal tonight, so I want live updates.
And then I go through and start the update, start my thoughts on the album.
And it was delightful. You came over after rehearsal and we finished the album laying on my bedroom floor.
Oh, yeah, we did. It was a peak time.
It was the right way to finish listening to All Too Well 10-minute version.
It really was.
Again, we'll talk about some when we get in, but it's a floor lay. It's a floor album.
It really is. Yeah, we finished it on her floor, and I was like, that was a good album.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever going to listen to it again. A week later, and the only thing I want to listen to is Red. And that continues for like 2 months, where I listen to Red over and over and over and over and nothing else.
And eventually I get a text with just a photo. No other context of him holding Red, the CD version, inside his car in the Target parking lot. And at that moment, I was like, I did it. I've done it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
It was great. Okay, so we're going to take you through the track list. And we're going to start specifically talking about Red, the original version. We'll talk about Red Taylor's version once we get through this original 16 track list set. Now, I always like to think about the opening title track in context of the final track from the album that came before.
And what was that track?
That was Long Live from Speak Now. So,
Okay.
Long Live, the message of that song is basically like, I'm experiencing a high in my career, in my life. I don't know how long this is going to last. So I'm going to enjoy every second of it because I don't know when it's going to end. I'm going to hold on to these experiences, hold on to the memories. It will hold on to you, which is not a lyric from that one. But, you know, we'll get to Reputation eventually. And that kind of closed out her Speak Now era. And then comes Red. And Red opens with State of Grace. Now, Speak Now, I will say, had definitely more of a rock flair than previous albums. And this kind of carried on that tradition, but I think even more intensely than the previous album. And I think is a really great opening title, not a title track, really great opening track to showcase that the sound profile of this particular album is going to be different than it had been before. Because as I mentioned, this is Taylor really starting to explore what she can do with genre. Now, State of Grace has this really great like pounding drum beat, really cool kind of like guitar sound that is different than the like country acoustic style that she's had previously. And also kind of sets up, like you were talking about, those high highs and those low lows that we're going to see for the rest of the album. And honestly, like it's so good that when she releases Red Taylor's version, it gets an acoustic version. I was like, okay, I think this is interesting. How do you feel about it as an opening track?
I think it's a perfect opening track. I think that the sort of like heartbeat that it kind of starts with, it establishes like a forward momentum that like eases you into the album.
Yes.
I think that it's a very good little taste of what's to come.
The other thing that I love lots of things about State of Grace, but we also get a little peek into astrology, Taylor. One of the lyrics mentions twin fire signs.
Well,
She herself is a Sagittarius, which means that it would get along really well because Gemini and Sagittarius make great friends. Right. After State of Grace, we get to the title track, which is Red.
I love this song.
And I'm sensing you have some feelings about it.
I do.
It's really an exercise in simile, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And in a way that feels juvenile, but like right in the right way.
It doesn't feel trite.
No.
It doesn't feel forced
No.
either.
And
It just
similes-
it sort of feels like somebody trying to figure out and explain a feeling.
Yes, because because the whole song, it's not just one. She's trying multiple.
Yeah.
For every chorus, I'm trying to figure out what this relationship meant to me. Which again, like as a second opening track, is setting the stage for what she's going to do for the whole album.
Yeah.
This really confused me. This really messed me up. And I'm going to do everything in my power to try and put what happened to me into words, even though what I experienced probably can't be vocalized in a way that perfectly captures exactly what's happening to me.
Yeah.
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 Okay, track number 3. Track number 3 is Treacherous. Treacherous is for the Guilty as Sin girlies. It's one of my go-to karaoke songs as well.
What's funny about Treacherous is I had heard it independent of the album and I didn't really like it.
Really?
But then listening to the album, I was like, oh,
What about the context? Helped you like it?
I'm not really sure actually.
No, that's okay. You don't have to be sure. I just had a thought about this. One of the lines is nothing safe was ever worth the drive.
No.
And Taylor Swift talks a lot about cars.
She does.
In this album
And
in
like,
particular.
long drives.
Long driving, headlights, road trips, destinations, fast cars that go nowhere. I do think that this is one of the earliest songs in her discography where she really kind of lets her lower register shine, which is one of my favorite parts of Taylor Swift's voice from an alto. And also I think one of her most like forwardly sensual songs.
Yeah.
You get some bulk tracks from Speak Now that are a little horny. They were cut from the original track list. This one was not. This was included. And I think kind of indicated that like, oh, Taylor Swift is growing up. She's not 16 anymore. The stories that she's singing and writing about will contain adult themes. I don't know. I really love Treacherous. I think it's like a fun, sad little sexy song, which is kind of my favorite vibe actually.
Yeah, you do like those.
Yeah, I like sad and sexy.
They mesh so well.
All right, track number 4 is I Knew You Were Trouble. Now, I Knew You Were Trouble, speculated to be about John Mayer. I know that like the point of the Taylor Swift discourse is not to talk about the men that it is supposed to be about. But I also think that's a little foolish because Taylor herself has admitted that she writes about her personal experiences.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to claim to be the expert, but in my head, this is about John Mayer. Count your days. They're also numbered. Not just for this, but like for other things. And also this. And apart from giving us an amazing viral video with goats.
With goats.
If we don't play High on a Hill, we can play I Knew You Were Trouble goat version to get rid of those pesky Chinese plants.
You know, I don't know that High on the Hill would work, but I think this one would.
I think it would. And it's just the goat scream in the chorus. It was, I think again, comes back to the high, high, low, low. But what's unique about the song is that it's all in that high intense energy,
Yeah.
talking about those high lows. Whereas I felt Red was kind of more on like the lower end, still talking about
Yeah,
the
it
high
was,
lows,
yeah.
but the way that the energy like moves through the song was on the lower end of the spectrum. Just crazy and insane. And the music video was like, oh, I'm desperate, I'm lonely, I'm abandoned in this desert. And like, you know, who among us hasn't been left in a proverbial desert by a beautiful boy? Gonna be me. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Any Your Trouble?
Once again, like I had heard this one on the radio, and
It's one of the big radio singles.
yeah, it was, and I was not super impressed by it. But given the context
Yeah.
of the rest of the album, I was like, oh,
The high doesn't feel so in your face.
no, it doesn't.
Because it
It feels grounded because
Yeah.
it's connected to what came before it
Yeah.
in a way that just hearing it randomly on the radio doesn't give you.
Yeah. I'll say that that's something that I think you really impressed upon me in your approach to Taylor Swift as a later in life listener. Because I really was not like a listen to the album in order kind of person. I was like, I want to put this on shuffle. I want to be surprised by what comes next, which I still like doing sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll go full chaos mode and just put all of my Taylor Swift songs on shuffle, which is also really fun.
I can't do that.
No.
I like experiencing albums as the artists intend them to be, and I like an experience.
You like going on the journey.
Yeah, yes, exactly. I love storytelling and I love the journey. And
Yeah.
this album just is structured in a way that just feels so cathartic.
And you brought me back to the Taylor Swift like journey as I first experienced it, because I hadn't listened to it that way in years. And so it's been really fun. And now I find myself when I'm listening to Taylor Swift, more often than not, I am playing the album from start to finish, which I think is really tender.
I love that.
So you brought up storytelling. And I think that's a really gentle segue into talking about this album's track 5.
Can you explain a little bit about track 5? Because you said that
Like it means
like
something.
it means something.
Yeah,
So what does it mean?
absolutely. In the Taylor Swift discography, track 5 is usually the emotional heavy hitter of the album. The one where she gets most vulnerable. In some cases, I would say her track 5 is generally her thesis statement. So if it's never been the title track for any of her albums, but I do think that her track 5s generally are the core message that the album as a like collective whole is attempting to address. And in this case, All Too Well is the longest song on the album, longest song in her discography to that point, and is in many cases I think considered her magnum opus.
I would consider it. Her
Yeah.
magnum opus.
Tell me why you think that.
Because the storytelling is just so clear. Like you listen to this and you can see it happening and you can feel the journey. You're taken through this relationship and you know that it's going to end because of the tone of the song, but you're feeling the highs again. It's the entire album in one song.
That's a really nice way of putting it. Absolutely. It's the whole album in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I think what's also this song in particular, I think really solidified my love for Taylor Swift, because I liked her other albums, but again, Red was the one that like cinched the deal for me. And it was this song in particular. And I've said this really ever since Red came out, is that Taylor Swift to me writes her songs like an essayist. I, in my undergrad, was a creative writing minor, and my particular niche that I decided to devote most of my class time and projects to was creative nonfiction. So writing personal essays in the style. Annie Dillard is like a really popular writer. David Sedaris, for those interested in book recommendations. But Taylor Swift writes about her experience in the way an essayist does. And by that, I mean, she tells a very specific experience. She talks about dancing in the light of the refrigerator. She talks about this little boy who used to, wear glasses and play t-ball. Very specific, very detailed, but too detailed to not be true. But she somehow makes it feel universal.
Yeah.
It's in these like really intimate, detailed moments that even if you can't relate to having an ex who used to play t-ball or wear glasses, that you know what it's like to remember those small, intimate details about the people that you have loved previously and know what it is to carry that memory with you, even when you no longer speak to the person. Because I think that to me is the core of this song. Is I remember all of this and have no place to put it. It's the phrase grief is just love with nowhere to put it. And that to me is what she's experiencing. What am I supposed to do with all these experiences and all this love that I had for you? I can't give it to you anymore. And so I'm left to hold it and I don't have space for it anymore.
Yeah. Wow, that's really well put.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was really nice. I have a feeling we're going to talk about this a little bit more when we get to
Our Taylor's version.
Yes. And here's the
Section.
thing, because magnum opus, Absolutely. Magnum opus 2, magnum opuser.
50% more Magno.
Well, we'll come at the end of the album, so I'm excited about that.
Okay, what's our next song?
Okay, next track is 22.
Ooh, that's interesting that such an upbeat song comes right after.
Okay, and this is
All Too Well.
This is what I mentioned on the podcast last week when we were talking, when my favorite Taylor Swift song of that week was I Think He Knows, which comes after The Archer on her seventh studio album, Lover. And it is the same kind of, almost like Whiplash, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where you've had this deep, emotional, vulnerable, cracked open kind of song, followed immediately by, dude, let's get crazy. Let's have fun.
Dude, here we are. It kind of reminds me of the way that you tell emotional stories, in that you'll like say the most screwed up thing and then be like, ah! And I do that too.
Do you not find it charming? I find it charming.
No, I definitely find it charming. That's my point.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm just, making a comparison. And because once again, I didn't really like the song 22 until I heard it in context of the entire album.
Sure.
And then coming right after All Too Well, I was like, oh, yeah,
and again,
this is life.
Yes, because funnily enough, I had this conversation with my therapist yesterday.
Oh, interesting.
About experiencing grief. I'm not very good letting myself hold really any big emotions, which is interesting because I feel like I display big emotions all the time.
You display it really well, yeah.
I can't hold on to them for very long. I can hold them in my hand for a minute and then they're gone. But she talked about how all these big emotions, happy and sad, are like waves. So there will be a moment where it crests and then it'll go away. Yeah. It's not saying that it will most likely come back, but it's not going to last forever. And this whole album to me is a series of waves of all kinds of different emotions.
Yeah.
Because you get to the peak of the bridge and All Too Well, it crashes. And then you're immediately brought back up with 22. Yeah. And here's the thing. I know 22 was a radio hit. But God, is it not just so fun?
It is so fun.
When you turn 22 and that is the song that everybody turns on for their captions on Instagram. It's amazing. It's just fun.
Yeah. And it's interesting how she created a cultural movement.
Yes.
With that, and where everybody now posts on their 22nd birthday.
It's the same way that Leslie Knope in the TV series Parks and Rec creates a holiday called Galentine's Day, which is the day before Valentine's Day. That's where that holiday comes from.
That's where that came from?
It came from Parks and Rec.
I had no idea.
Yes, it does. There's a whole episode about it. Well, I'll have to watch it. Maybe for a Valentine's Day episode, we watch Galentine's Day. But what was really cool is that a couple of years ago, all the women in Congress posted a photo celebrating Galentine's Day. And Leslie Knope, who was this fictional character who was in local government and had this wall of inspirational real life women who were working in the American government at the time, in all of the backgrounds of her office shot, like the scene shot in her office, made up this fake holiday. It has entered the cultural zeitgeist. And I feel like Taylor has done the same thing with 22.
Yeah.
And I will say, and maybe this is me with my English degree finding meaning where there isn't any. But this whole album to me is also, because this was her fourth album, she was a little worried that her career was on the decline. Yeah. There are interviews around this time where she was like, I want to do this forever, but I don't think that I'll be able to. And so I hope that I'll be able to write music forever, even if it's not for me. Mm-hmm. And there are a couple songs in the Vault tracks where it speaks to that fear. 22, I think, is also kind of an upbeat, hiding that feeling of like, this is not before this really a special birthday. You know, you don't really have any other like really special birthdays after 21. So this...
Well, 25, you can rent a car.
That is true. Somebody get on that. It's too late for me, but I'm sure there's other people who haven't yet turned 25.
Let's celebrate. Let's make this a movement.
Let's make
the big 25.
The big 25.
You can rent a car. We're gonna make this big.
So big. Oh my goodness. Plug for sponsors for rental car companies.
Hertz.
You Hertz it here first.
You Hertz it here first. That was really good. Congratulations. That was a banger.
Just like 22. So yeah, it's and again, this is also the track where the phrase "happy, free, confused, and lonely" at the same time comes from, where which she herself uses to describe as the emotional heart of the album as a whole. So I just love 22. Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next song?
All right, track 7. Track 7 is I Almost Do. So we finished 22. It's that moment where like, we're going to have a girls' night and you're not going to think about it. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to go to IHOP.
I love IHOP.
And then you get home. You get home after IHOP.
And what happens?
And you decide you're too tired to take your makeup off.
girly, that's a big mistake.
I know, but it happens more frequently than I would like it to. And you pull on an oversized sweatshirt and you crawl into bed and you think about your life choices. You could still kind of taste the pancakes in your mouth and you had a good time, but you're sad again.
Yeah.
Do you have any other thoughts?
This song just kind of speaks to me the song is called I Almost Do. And she's talking about wishing that she could talk to this person that they're no longer in a relationship with and wanting to re-engage, but stopping herself. And it just feels like it just feels like a wave in and of itself in the song.
Yes.
That it's just like, I want to do this and I almost do, and then I don't.
Yes.
Because I don't think that it's a good thing for either of us.
Musically, it's a push and pull.
Yeah.
It makes me think, and this is going to sound so pretentious, but it makes me think of a Joan Didion quote. So Joan
I don't know
Didion
who
is
she is.
also a writer, American writer. She's written essays and novels. But she talks about when her husband died. The person that she wanted to talk to about it was her husband. And I think the same thing has happened when I have experienced breakups, is the person I want to talk to about the grief that I'm feeling
Is
the person who has caused
Yeah.
it or who I have caused it for. And that to me is what this song is really about.
Yeah.
Is I feel this grief. I can imagine what you're doing. I can see you sitting in this chair. I know what the view out your window looks like.
And I can't do anything
And I
about it.
can't do anything about it because I have made a choice.
Yes.
And I don't know, that's just, it's wistful in a way that hurts.
Yeah.
You know? And just a reminder too that like the version that you have of any person you've lost, while it might be the last version that you keep inside your head, isn't the one that's accurate to who they are now. And that is also kind of lonely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next song?
Track 8 is Stay, Stay, Stay.
I don't know. Let's check. Nope.
What is it?
It's another radio hit.
Oh, we are never getting back together.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's not wearing the t-shirt for it.
I know.
Okay, radio hit. This I think was the first single that she released.
Was it really?
I believe so. Yeah.
okay.
We're first single for this album, I should say. Sorry.
No,
Not
I,
in whole. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
I got that.
You're like, I understand how albums work.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, so first radio single that she released for this album. And this is not going to be the last time I say this about Taylor Swift. Girlie does not know how to release a single. I will say, like, again, these were very popular songs, but I don't think necessarily indicative of like the project as a whole.
Yeah, I
I
would
think,
agree.
Like, to point, Cruel Summer was not released as a single for Lover until 4 years after the album debuted.
And that is like
Crazy.
that is crazy
Criminal.
because I feel like that is the song that
That's the song that defines it.
That encapsulates
Yes.
Lover.
It is I Am Down Bad and This Is Bad for Me, which is the whole Lover album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, we're never getting back together.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I mean,
It's a
we
bop.
just talked about I Almost Do. And
Yeah.
I had never really connected that. I almost go back to you, and then the next song is I'm
Yeah.
never going back.
It's the I Almost Do is remembering only the good parts. We are never getting back together is remembering, oh, this is the reason why this can't happen.
Yeah.
Yes, there was happiness because of you, and there'll be happiness after you.
Yeah.
Evermore I See
Evermore.
You. I love you, baby
Evermore.
girl. Not as much as Folklore, I'm sorry.
I love Evermore more.
But that's why we make a great pairing.
That is why.
Yeah. Get you a duo that can do both because there's two of them.
Exactly.
Hey.
Why settle?
Why is bisexual motto? Why settle?
Why settle?
Wouldn't that be so cool if this podcast caused bi panic for people?
Oh,
They had
I
crushes
would
on
love
both of
that.
us.
Woohoo. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is we are never getting back together.
It's fun. It's a bop.
Yeah. The music video is wild.
Delightful. And also
is-
distinctly of its time.
It is distinctly 2012.
Yes.
I didn't watch it until like this last year.
The bear suits.
And I watched it and I went, wow, that is there's a timestamp.
And it's
And it's
2012.
2012.
And here's the thing. I have not grown out of my love for matching pajama sets with fun, whimsical patterns. I haven't. I don't own any currently, but like my love for them has not diminished.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I don't own a bear suit.
Do you have
Needless
interest?
to say, that would not be my persona.
What would be your persona?
We'll come
Wolf.
back to that. Hey, we were going to come back to that.
It was
but
supposed
that
to be
is- That would be
suspense.
it. We were supposed to cultivate a sense of suspense, but it would definitely be wolf.
Yeah, I know it would be wolf. What would mine be?
Otter.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because whales don't have legs.
I did say that earlier in the episode, and it still is true. We've been, yeah. Looking at the time, I feel good that whales have not yet evolved to have legs in the past 25 minutes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have heard about it.
I feel safe making that assumption. Given my biology 101, I got an A. Yeah. Woohoo.
Okay, next track.
That's Stay, 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 isn't it?
Let's check. Yes, it is. It is Stay, Stay, Stay.
Gets hate.
Why?
I don't know.
Because they hate to see a girlie thriving.
Yes, and they hate to see a man carrying groceries.
They hate to see a man like actually being a good man.
That's big patriarchy. I'm going to say right there.
That really is.
Let a man carry your groceries. You
Exactly.
know? It doesn't make you any less of a feminist. You carried my groceries for me the other day.
Yeah, I did.
Mostly because I had other things in my hands and my hands are quite small.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it was still nice. It was kind. This I think too is the moment where, not the moment, but a moment in the album where you can see her age reflected, which I think is especially fun to listen back to in Taylor's version. The ending line of the bridge where I think I want to hang out with you for my whole life.
Oh, yeah.
It's this very sweet, very charming, very innocent, very young way to describe how you feel about somebody.
Yeah.
When I remember singing to my own boyfriend at the time, that was how I would express I love you. I want to hang out with you for my whole life. We did it. I hope he's happy. Legitimately.
Okay.
But yeah, that was like the way you're like, are we sure? I'm sure. But yeah, it was the way that you expressed how you cared about someone. It's like, I want to hang out with you for my whole life, which I think can also be a platonic thing too.
Yeah,
it was just fun. It was just a very like sweet young way to, I don't know. And I think partially that's why people don't like it, is because it feels juvenile and it feels.
It definitely does, but like.
But don't you think the best kinds of love make you feel that way?
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like our friendship
think
lets
so.
me feel young in a way that's really fun. So
Yeah. And I don't think feeling juvenile
No.
is a bad thing.
I don't think so at all.
I think that
I think
I think that people like to come back to feeling youthful, and when you find somebody who makes you feel young, you're usually drawn to them.
yes, it's a delightful feeling, and I think
Yeah.
that's one we're searching for, one that lets us go back to a time where we felt safer and more secure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. I love Stay, Stay, Stay.
Yeah, me too. Okay, next.
Yeah, next, let's see. Don't Stay, Stay, Stay. It's another sad one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not sad, beautiful, tragic, is it? No.
Oh, it's a duet.
Oh, that's right. It's The Last Time.
Yes, it is.
The Last Time.
Ooh.
A duet with the lead singer from Snow Patrol, which was a big hit in my middle school dances. Or if you weren't slow dancing to Chasing Cars,
Ooh,
you were not
Chasing Cars,
desirables.
big hit.
That was me. I never got asked to slow dance, but that's another thing for another day.
We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to that. Taylor Swift had never done a duet before.
Had you not?
I don't think so. Think back through the rest of her discography.
I guess she had in debut. She had a song with a man singing with her.
Which one?
It wasn't. Hang on.
Consult the Oracle. Consult the
the
ancient
Oracle.
texts. I should say this is the first song in Taylor's discography where she is doing a duet where the title, like the track title, has features included in it. This is not the only one in the album, which is interesting. And I do think kind of sets the stage that Taylor eventually rectifies with her re-recording of Red, where she did not really allow another woman to sing a full like verse and chorus. She'll do it with a man though, up until she re-records and we get some full tracks. What do you like about this one?
I really like the way that their voices sound together.
Mm-hmm. Definitely more of like the indie feel.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Which this album includes.
Yeah, I really like the sonic profile of it.
I do think it's fun to see like an in-person, so to speak, version of what I Almost Do was talking about, because you get both perspectives this time.
Yeah.
Right. And I do think maybe it is a less successful from a fictional narrative standpoint of How You Get the Girl.
Yeah.
From 1989, which is actually one of my top 3 from 1989.
It would be.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
I love it when a man apologizes. Sue me. Yeah, I really like this one. It's good.
Yeah,
It's sad, and I don't know. I love a husky man's
I heard it
voice.
somewhere where I gleaned the information from
Ooh, good. You said
Instagram.
right at the
Oh,
lead.
thank you. That the Swifties don't generally like this song. Like
Why
they usually
not?
skip over it. I don't know.
Interesting.
I might be wrong.
I will say this is not
I
one
was
of-
like, it
not-
is one of the ones that I can't wait to get to.
Yeah. Do you have any skips on this album?
Sometimes I will skip the acoustic State of Grace because I've already heard it before.
Okay.
But not usually.
Yeah.
I used to skip the no, I didn't actually skip it, but I would want to skip
Yeah.
Nothing New because I just wanted to hear Taylor sing.
Unless there was a man.
Unless there was a man, apparently. No, I'd actually kind of feel like I want to skip the Ed Sheeran ones too.
Okay. I'm
Even
sorry.
though I do like Ed Sheeran.
I was just teasing.
Well, I've also already heard the ones with Ed Sheeran
Yeah.
a lot because those ones were also
Also very popular.
also very popular.
Yeah. Okay. So after the last time, we get to. Is this the lucky one? No, that's number 13. It's number 11. You should know
Somewhere that
this.
vampires cannot go.
Sun.
No one can go to the sun. We'd be burned to a crisp. Think about the conclave.
The Vatican. It's a holy place that vampires can't go in.
Holy ground. Yeah, think more general. I mean, I already gave you the answer.
I gotta be so specific. Okay, is it holy ground?
Yes, I already said it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Gold star. Okay, holy ground.
Yeah, okay.
I like it. I think it's a good song.
Yeah, I like
don't
it
have much to
too.
say
I
about
don't
this
have
one.
much to say about this one either.
I think it's a fun middling song. It's not mid by any means, but it rides that
No.
middle line of the high, low, low.
Yeah, and it's
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's probably like more on the way up, but
Yeah.
it's like
It's it seems the most like even keeled retrospective of the past relationship.
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of does.
Yeah. I will say there's some Gaylor lore around this one.
Around this one?
Around this one.
Oh.
Yeah. So Diana Agron, I think that's her last name. The Gaylors will check me in the comments. There is a photo of her from a birthday party. Diana's birthday is April 29th. And Diana had a habit of measuring people's heights on her door frame, and people would write notes on the door as well, would sign it.
That's really cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Funnily enough, that is one of the fond memories I have about my first boyfriend, is that in their house, they had a door, like a door frame to their laundry room that led to their garage, where anybody who came could measure their height and put it on their door frame.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, for like years afterwards, I'm pretty sure my like height and name and date were recorded on the doorway, even though we didn't talk anymore.
Wow.
Which I think is poetic in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
that is really poetic.
Yeah. Mhm.
Kind of sad, but like really beautiful.
Yeah. I think partially the reason I think I'm thinking so much about this first relationship is because this was also the breakup album that got me through my first real heartbreak.
Ah, I see.
Because I have a funny habit of getting broken up with on May 10th. I got broken up with from this relationship in 2014, May 10th of 2014, 1989, which is not really a great breakup album until you get to the vault tracks.
No.
Didn't come out until the fall. So I had this to get me through the summer, which was great. So
Yeah.
that's holy ground.
Okay, next one.
Next one is...
Sad, beautiful, tragic.
Oh, I thought that one came after the lucky one. But no, Sad, Beautiful, Tragic. This used to be a skit for me. It's not anymore.
Oh, okay. Why? Why the change?
This one, I think, is one of the most drastic shifts in tone through tempo in the album.
Okay.
And which I think is on purpose. I think it's intentional. But for me, as a listener in general, it was often too slow, too funeral dirge-esque for me to like really enjoy when doing my usual listen of putting everything on shuffle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Put on listening through the album the way God and Taylor intended, it makes a lot of sense. And so now I think for me, this is an example of what you were saying before, put in context. I really like this song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like this one?
I do.
What about
I
it?
do.
Do you like?
I mean, I'm a sucker for a sad song.
You would be.
I really am. Well, I was really into emo music and pop punk stuff before.
Which is part of the reason why I told you to start with Red, I
Yeah,
think, because I was
yeah.
like, this is a...
Because it's like, it's very sad.
It's emotion forward.
Exactly.
I mean, they all are, but this
and
one in
I'm-
particular
and
is
I'm-
raw.
I really like art that leads with the emotion. I think that's why I really liked this song.
Yeah.
Because it let me just like kind of wallow.
It is a great wallowing song.
Yeah,
It's,
it is.
I know you've never watched Gilmore Girls, like on your own.
No, not on my own.
Yeah. How
I've seen like
Tell us-
probably like half of it.
I bring
Yeah.
this up because there is an episode of Gilmore Girls in the first season where Rory and Dean have broken up. And the morning after the breakup, Rory is up at 6 a.m. She has a to-do list. She is going to get it done. And her mom, Lorelai, is like, don't you want to wallow? Don't you want to be sad? And she was like, no, I'm going to be fine. I got stuff to do. So she spends the whole day trying to avoid these feelings. And then by the end of the episode, it hits her. Lorelai comes home. She's sitting on the couch in her PJs. Rory's eating ice cream out of the carton. And through tears says, Mom, I'm ready to wallow. And this song is just perfect for that.
Yeah, it is.
Rip to Rory Gilmore. You would have loved Sad, Beautiful, Tragic.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Next is the lucky one, yes? 'Cause
Yes.
it's 13. Okay, now I bring this
Yeah.
up. This was the first track when you were kind of like live texting me updates as you could that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, because I had gotten to this point apparently.
Yeah. And it's interesting because I brought up, I was like, I really do like the lucky one, and I think it pairs really well. Consider me a sommelier for Taylor Swift songs.
Oh yeah. What did you say? I remembered you saying this and I had no touch point.
It pairs really well with the Great American Dynasty.
Oh, it really does. This is my mind being blown right now. Wow, I had no touch point. I was a child. I was a
When you were a
child.
child, you listened as a child. But as you've grown, you put away childish things.
That childish things is not knowing the connections between the songs.
Yes, there it is.
In
He's
the
got it.
discography.
It's also, I think, a really great example of when, because one of the most common insults, especially in this time period, that was being hurled at Taylor was that she only wrote about exes, only wrote about breakups, which
Oh yeah.
isn't true. She's
And
got,
that continues to be one of the biggest
Absolutely.
insults hurled at her.
which to me, I'm going to be honest, maybe I sound like a broken record. If it is, I don't care. I think it's deeply rooted in patriarchy because men write songs about breakups and heartbreak and all sorts of love related things and
Yeah.
don't get the same kind of shade. But this to me is a perfect encapsulation of one of her songs that is not about romance.
No.
It is about her grappling with the asylum where they raised her.
Yeah. What is that asylum?
In this particular case,
Yeah, in this particular case.
I think it's fame. I
Yeah.
think it's this desperate need to prove yourself, and I think it's living with the reality that the way the public feels about you will never be consistent. So
Yeah.
it might continue to be positive. In Taylor's case, it wasn't, but how people feel about you will always change. And so trying to believe that the moment you're in your career, or your art, or your craft is the way it's always going to be is foolhardy.
Yeah.
And I think the song is grappling with the consequences of that, of acknowledging that reality. And in this point in her life, again, Taylor was trying to figure out, how much longer can I really do this? Am I going to wish at some point that I had either stayed performing at Madison Square or traded it in for a rose garden? So,
Yeah,
you
because
know.
tell a little bit about what this song is. Like, what is
Yeah.
the story behind
The narrative-
in this song?
Yeah, the narrative behind this song is about a woman who gets famous, comes into fame, comes into fortune, and then once that like initial rush of stardom has happened, is left kind of standing in the uglier parts of the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
Of the tabloid news stories, the focus on romantic relationships and entanglements. And the bridge and the final verse try and reconcile with Taylor as the songwriter coming in and seeing the path that other women who have had her same kind of talent and ambitions, seeing where that path has taken them and wondering if she herself is going to end up in the same spot. I think she revisits this theme in Clara Bow at the
Absolutely.
end of the first part of Tortured Poets. I know how this works for women like me, and I don't know how much longer I want to play the game. And again, it's just like such a vulnerable, emotional moment for a girl at 22 who has been living in the public spotlight for a really long time now.
Yeah,
for,
at that point, what, 7, 8 years?
Yeah. Has blossomed into like a young adult, right?
Yeah.
Which again, I think is always a really difficult thing. It's something we see with a lot of child stars, right? This transition from being seen as a child on TV to not really getting to shed that public persona, even though you yourself are growing.
Yeah.
You feel kind of stunted by that. Her grappling with what that means to get to that next stage of who she is as a person, and hope that the people who follow her and love her work are going to follow her, but not quite sure if they're along for the ride.
Yeah.
It's pretty heartbreaking.
Man, I love this song.
It's great.
Okay, next song?
Next song, track number 14. This is an Ed Sheeran one, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
This is Everything Has Changed.
Yes, it is.
Yes, this is a duet. Here's the thing, Ed Sheeran had recorded some albums at this point.
Oh, yeah.
But he ended up opening for Taylor on the Red Tour, which helped kind of boost his own career, which I think is really
Yeah.
exciting. So really good friends
I
to this
remember
day.
listening to 18 on the radio.
I listened to 18
I was
today.
like, I was at the, it.
Another
It just like
master
tickled
storyteller.
something in me.
Yes,
As a
yes.
child, being like, I don't know what this is about, but I'm obsessed with this
And
song.
you can tell that there's like an emotional depth to
Yeah.
the story that he's telling, which
Yeah.
I think makes him a great partner for Taylor on
Oh,
this album.
absolutely.
I Have My Feelings,
Yeah.
which have since changed about him on Reputation.
Reputation.
But when
I love him in Reputation.
but when we get to that, we can chat about my feelings then. But yeah, Kate, tell me why you love this song.
Well, Actually, I kind of don't love this song.
You know,
I don't hate
I
this
should,
song.
I should have rephrased that because
yeah.
I shouldn't have assumed.
Yeah,
Tell me.
I don't love this song,
Yeah.
but not because I think it's a bad song.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like I don't feel the...
This one feels generic.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what it is. It feels generic in a way that the rest of the album feels specific.
Yeah. It's fun and cute.
It is fun and cute, and I do remember hearing an interview where Taylor was like Ed came over and then they just like jumped on the trampoline and then wrote the song.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is amazing. That is something I would totally do. And
yeah, it is. It is something you would totally do.
yeah, so I like the vibe of this song.
Yeah.
But
maybe the execution.
The execution feels a little too generic for me. But I think that it's a good song.
Yeah. Does the music video change anything for you?
No.
Okay.
I think the music video is really cute.
Yeah.
But again, it feels generic in a way that would have been very popular at the time. And I kind of wasn't into that. And I'm kind of still not into what was really popular in 2012.
Different time. I was. And that's okay.
I'm really into the alternate scene.
The year and a half difference between our birth dates is honestly kind of significant in the way that we like our media.
But also you skipped a grade. So then the people that you were... were surrounded by
were older than I was.
Yeah, we're older than you were. So
a year or 2 years. Yeah, at our pop culture development, there's like a 4-year gap. Even though there's only like a year.
Because I also was like a year behind in pop culture. Because I didn't want to be popular.
Yes.
Or like the things that were popular.
Yeah.
Until it was no longer a fad, and then I was like, wait, this is kind of good.
And like tween indie was popular, but it was popular because it made you feel like it wasn't popular. That was part of their shtick.
Yeah, and that was like hipster too.
I know, I can see that in hindsight. I dressed up as hipster Snow White this year for Halloween, the year it came out. So you know what? For the Instagram post for this for this episode, I'll share that picture of me dressed up as Snow White.
Okay, yeah, we should. I'm excited.
Okay. We're going to talk about track 15 now.
Ooh, I can tell you're excited. What is it?
This track is Starlight. And I'm like almost in tears because
this is for the romantic girlies.
And I'm one of them, both in body and spirit. So Starlight was written when Taylor was dating one of the Kennedy boys. And she wrote it for his grandparents about their love story.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes. Starlight has always been my favorite because I, of course, loved vintage things. I dressed up in knee-high socks, loafers, cardigans, and pearls, unironically, in my senior year of high school. I'm well aware.
We would not have been friends.
We know that. And that's why God saved our meeting to 2 years ago when our coolness could align.
Exactly.
In a way that was compatible. And it's a beautiful song. And I think it's one of her first forays into writing about characters that are not herself. Something that she really starts to explore more in folklore. It's one of the reasons why I think that album was so groundbreaking for her, is because she didn't feel necessarily pressured to use herself as inspiration for everything she was writing. She was allowed to write about fictional characters or people that weren't, directly related to her, but that inspired her. Yeah. I think like Mary's song, same thing, right? She wrote it about
yeah. Oh my.
And it's your favorite song from debut.
It is my favorite song from debut. I love that song.
And I think I love Starlight for the same reason you love
that
Mary's song.
Sense, yeah.
It is romantic, it is sweet. And to me, it really encapsulates how young love feels to me. It is, I've never done this before. I feel free. I feel confused. I feel excited.
Yeah. And they sneak
onto
a yacht.
And this idea that as somebody who has a very difficult time getting out of her own head, to have the like male main character of this song being like, you're worrying too much about things you can't change. Being able to like tell the singer of the song, like, hey, you can just live. You can just have a good time.
Yeah. And not only like you can do that, but I'm going to lead you. I'm going to help you find that in yourself.
I want to do it with you because I think this is going to be fun to do together.
Yes.
It's the only time in my life I've ever considered having 10 children. Because I too would like to teach my babies how to dream. And I will say that this song now holds an extra special place in my heart because I saw the Eras tour twice. I was lucky enough to see it 2 times, once in Las Vegas and once in Denver. And I was not planning on seeing it in Denver. I met our mutual friend T, who had an extra ticket, and she and I had not known each other for very long, only a couple of months. And she was
we had met at the same time.
Yeah, and she was like, I know this is crazy, but we have an extra ticket to Taylor Swift in Denver. Would you like to come with us? And I was like, yes, absolutely. And the morning of the show, we were making friendship bracelets, and I tried to make a Starlight bracelet because I was like, this is one of my favorite songs. I want to make a bracelet, and we didn't have enough letters for it.
No.
And so I was like, okay, that's all right. In spirit, I made a Starlight bracelet.
Yeah.
So then at the Eras tour, there's, the acoustic segment where she sings, at this time, only 2 songs. And then the way that the concert worked is that we got these little bracelets that lit up. And when the surprise songs happened, the bracelets would turn a certain color, indicating which album it was from.
What color did it turn?
It turned red.
I knew it.
And Taylor said that she had not played this song live since it had been written and originally toured. And then she started playing Starlight.
That is unreal.
Yes. I was in tears. And I was like, I had manifested this. It's the one time that manifestation has worked for me. Such low stakes. But it was honestly really beautiful to have this song that meant so much to me when it came out. This encapsulation of what it felt like to me to be in love. Be sung by Taylor Swift live. For the first time in over a decade.
At a concert
that I had not planned on going, that I had managed to get front row seats to. I wasn't on the floor, but front row of the lower bowl. And I was like, that is crazy. I felt like the luckiest girl in the world. She was a lucky one. So
that's awesome.
I love Starlight.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a Starlight defender. If Starlight had 0 fans, I'm dead. And that brings us to the last track of the original album.
All right. Can you care to tell us what it is?
This is Begin Again.
This is one of my favorite songs from Red.
Tell me why.
And it was one of my favorite songs of Taylor Swift's before I was a Taylor Swift fan.
I did not know this about you.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me why you love this one.
Well, one, because of the storytelling.
Absolutely.
I love the storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fresh start.
Yes.
And the whole thing is about trying things that you have a bad taste for, but trying it again, and then seeing that, wow, actually this time it's going well. And maybe I don't think that I can ever like this again or like this at all, but maybe I should just try again.
Yes.
And
it's
so simple too.
Yes.
I really like this one.
To me, it's the feeling of bringing back somebody you love to a place that carries a lot of hurt or emotional weight for you, and being able to hold both of those memories at the same time. And also, to me, I think it speaks to the heart of what it is to be loved by someone who really sees you, is loving all the things about you that other people either didn't understand or mocked you for. It's beautiful. And to me, I think Clean from 1989 hits hard because Begin Again.
Oh, yeah. I just think
worked in a similar way.
And I want to touch on what you said about this song. That she talks through all of these situations that her previous boyfriend didn't like about her, things that she did. He didn't like it when she wore high heels, or
didn't know who owned as many James Taylor records as her.
Yeah, all of these little things that kind of feel unimportant, but things that
it's the way that those things stick with you.
Exactly. And the things that kind of really make you you. It reminds me of something that you said a while ago, where you had told me that people asked who your favorite artist was, and you were kind of afraid to say that it was Taylor Swift, even though I know how much Taylor Swift means to you. And it made me sad. And it kind of feels like this song, it provides a space for you to look at yourself and be like, maybe all of these little things that other people may find weird about me, maybe they're actually good, and maybe my strengths.
And the people who are meant to stay are people who are going to see that and love that about me.
Yes. And
the thing is that it's not even that this person that she's meeting, in a cafe also listens to this amount of James Taylor. Also, has historically loved women in high heels. Not even that they like the same things. It's that they love that you love them. Yeah. That's why it's beautiful.
And it feels so tender, and it feels like it just feels healing.
Yes, especially I think my favorite part of this song is when she says in the bridge, and I almost brought him up, but you started talking about all the movies that your family watches every Christmas. And it's this idea that the things that have happened to me in the past are always going to be here. I'm always going to have the urge to talk about them. I'm never going to be able to truly let go. And then the right people show up, and all of a sudden, all the stories that you felt like you had to keep telling no longer matter. Yeah. You get to close the book because somebody has started something new with you. And so it's you're not forced to keep the page open anymore. So it's, to me, again, I'm seeing ties all over the place. It's the manuscript, right? The story isn't mine anymore. I'm sharing it, or I'm putting it away, or I no longer have to read this.
Yeah.
Like it's only something I take out when I want to look at it, instead of feeling like I'm trapped with this page still open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
It's so good.
I love that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's the original album release.
Yeah. And now we're going to talk
now
about Taylor's
we're gonna
version.
talk about
I need to
Taylor's
get a
version.
drink of water though.
Yeah.
So
I think what would be a great idea, I think because this has been so long, I think we should make this a two-parter.
I love that.
I love a two-parter. Our first two-parter. Look at us go. Okay. And so soon.
And so soon.
So soon. Okay. So tune in next week.
Yeah.
Next time. I don't actually know when.
Let's hope it's next week. But whenever the next episode airs.
Next time for part 2 of Red. This time Taylor's version.
Yes, this time Taylor's version. In the meantime, you can catch us on social media at canonicallygoodhang.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Did I cover all the bases?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. Home run, baby.
All right. Okay.
still
Over
have
and out.
do we have a
I
sign
know
off yet?
we don't. Hopefully we'll have a sign out next time.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
If not, I guess the next
We've got time. We've got
and the time after that.
And the time after that.
And tomorrow and
Tomorrow and tomorrow.
and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Anyway, catch you later.
Bye.